Fukushima became a nuclear catastrophe not because of one thing, but because of a whole bunch of things that came at it that were unforeseen. An earthquake that caused a tsunami, that caused a wave that was, I think, 6 feet higher than the diesel generators for emergency backup were positioned. And so it was sort of a failure of imagination, like Richard Clarke said after 9/11. We think about one or two things going wrong, but not 5, 6, or 7. So I wonder if you can sort of get out of the technical box a bit and talk about that.
Human fallibility, Per Peterson?
Well, the ability to take into account human failure is very important, and this relates to safety culture and the willingness to report problems to senior people. When you begin to look at some of the challenges that the Japanese have faced, many of the most important ones that cause, for example, delays in venting of containments and much larger releases of radioactive material than were necessary, many of those related to the way that it was difficult within that culture for people to report problems to higher levels. So that's one dimension. The very long-term nature of radioactive waste is one of the critical reasons why we do need to develop geologic disposal, where we can place it in environments where we know it can be safely isolated for long periods of time, and therefore that human exposures can be kept to a minimum. Again, one needs to go back and remember that our current reliance on fossil fuel comes at enormous public health cost. And furthermore, if you think about what's going to happen to climate, not just in the next 100 years because of the perturbation of what we've been doing, but in the next millennia and multiple millennia, because this is an extraordinarily large perturbation on the climate, long-term consequences of our current activities are enormous. And we can debate whether nuclear renewables are going to win in the end or be most effective, but currently fossil fuels are growing far faster than anything else that we're using. And I don't know how we get to a solution unless we pursue multiple options that can take the place of fossil fuel.
Dave Lochbaum?
Just a quick follow-up on the second part of that question with the human fallibility. We've been advocating what we call the X+1 approach to safety. Anytime you build a 15-foot tall protective seawall, or you design a plant to withstand a 9.0 magnitude earthquake, you need to ask and answer the question, what if one larger occurs? And make sure you have some contingency plans other than relying on a miracle to save the day. If you have those plans and identify what those contingencies are, you can build them into your risk management schemes to ensure that they're installed and they remain reliable for the life of the plant.